Hey Elvis, thank you for taking the time today. We are going to role play an expired call. I don't know, some people call it a cold call. I don't call it a cold call. It's like one of the hottest calls you can make because you're
Yeah.
talking to people that were selling up until yesterday. So these are great calls. They just came out of the MLS this morning. We know 40 to 50% of these expireds relist within 72 hours, Elvis. So these are not people that you follow up with. There's no following up. I mean, it's now or never. You have them on the phone, and the goal is to set an appointment with them right now and go on that appointment the same day. Because if you schedule for the next day, you're in Los Angeles County, right, Elvis?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of agents calling expireds. You're not the only one, are you?
No.
So you
I
you
wish.
you wish, right? Yeah, that would be amazing. That reminds me of I've been listening to some Jim Rohn, and you probably heard his quote: "Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better." And I know you are working to get better, because
Yes.
wishing you were the only agent, you're gonna have to move to the middle of nowhere. I don't think you want to live there, Elvis. So
No, 100%. Building the skills.
all right. So you're gonna be my expired. Are you
Okay.
ready?
All right. Yeah. I guess we
Right?
should
Yeah.
take my smile off my face for now.
You can go ahead and do that. Get really grumpy and
Yeah.
really angry because you should be. You had your house on the market and it didn't sell. Ring ring.
Ring, ring. Hello?
Hello, is this Elvis?
Yes. How can I help you?
Elvis, this is Jackie. I'm a local real estate agent. I'm sure you know your house came off the market today, and I'm calling you because I am confident that I can sell
You
your
know
house.
what? We're just gonna go ahead and keep the property for now. But I appreciate
Oh,
you calling.
oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you just changed your mind altogether. You're not selling anymore.
Yeah. No, we just decided to go ahead and just hold off on it for
I
now.
completely understand. Don't blame you, Elvis, after having wasted 6 months. So
Yeah.
when are you
Uh,
thinking that you might put it back for sale?
Well, actually, I was talking to my wife, and what we're gonna do is just rent it out. We're
Oh,
gonna rent it out, or maybe a ADU in the back. I already have an architect that's gonna come out and maybe do some plans for me, and so
oh,
we'll see which direction. But for sure, we're just gonna hold on to it for right now.
okay, okay. So Elvis, I just want to make sure I understand. You're thinking of renting the property or maybe remodeling it? Did I hear that correctly?
Yes, there's a garage in the back that I do have an architect that's already measured, and we're gonna get some plans to see if we can build an ADU in the back. The other
Okay.
option is to just rent it out. So,
Okay.
um,
Okay. So Elvis, are you actually moving out of the home? I'm assuming if you're thinking of renting, you can't live there with your tenant. I don't think that's a good idea. So
yeah, so there's a lot of things that we were trying to figure it out, and that's why I had mentioned to you that we're just gonna go ahead and just keep it for
yeah,
now.
Elvis, I gotta ask you this though, because certainly getting the garage and doing what you want out there or renting the property, those are certainly options for you. I gotta ask you though, if you were absolutely confident that your house would sell, would you consider putting it back on the market now?
Well, if I did, I mean, I'm confident that it would sell. I don't know at what price, but I'm confident that it would sell. But I mean, I have an agent, that
Okay.
I would
So
consider it.
are you referring to the previous agent you have, or is it
No,
somebody else you have in mind?
no, it's somebody else that I have in mind.
Okay,
Um,
okay. So it sounds to me like you're not really are you let me ask you again because I wasn't clear on what you said. If
uh,
you were confident that you could sell it for the absolute highest price this market would give you, would you do it now?
yes,
You would.
I would.
Okay.
Yes.
So it sounds to me like you still prefer to sell it than renting it or remodeling it. You're just not really sure that it would sell. That's why you're looking at different options. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. So here's what I'm thinking, Elvis, just so you could make sure that you're making the best possible decision for yourself. I'd like to come by and meet with you for just 20 minutes and show you what I do differently from other agents to get homes sold quickly and for top market price. And once you look at all that information,
Well,
You
I
can,
already did. I have an agent that came out, already explained to me. That's what I had mentioned to you. I have an agent
sure.
that, in the event that if I was listed, I mean, I'm
Right,
very
right.
comfortable with that agent.
Yeah, no, and by the way, I respect that, Elvis. Obviously, I don't know who this agent is, and you sound like a smart guy. I would imagine this agent is pretty good because you wouldn't just list with anyone. And at the same time, since this is probably one of your biggest assets and it's such an important decision,
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
like to come by and just give you a second opinion. Our meeting is only going to take 20 minutes so you can look at what that agent has to offer, what I can do for you in terms of producing the results that you want, and then you decide what's best for yourself. I'm available around 3 o'clock today, or would 4 work better for you?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off just for a moment. Like I said, I interviewed. My wife is very comfortable with that agent, and to have to go
Yes.
through the whole process again. I mean, everyone says 20 minutes, but it ends up being
Well,
2 hours. So I don't
and,
have
and
2 hours.
you know, Elvis, I appreciate what you're saying because I know my industry and I know how real estate agents are, and most of them they come out to meet with you and they spend 2 hours minimum, right? And they're talking about a lot of stuff that you really don't care, that's of no interest to you. I promise you, Elvis, on my end, what I want to share with you will take 20 minutes. If you and your wife have additional questions, I'd be happy to answer them. I will not go past 20 minutes. What I want to share with you, Elvis, is an aggressive marketing plan. I actually specialize in selling homes like yours that were on the market with agents previously and didn't sell. I just want you to have another opinion so you could weigh all of your options and you and your wife decide what's
Well,
best for
I'll tell you
yourself.
this much. I mean, I'm getting tons of phone calls. Everybody wants to set an appointment. So everything that I'm hearing you say, it sounds like
Yeah.
pretty much the same like everybody
Yeah.
else.
And you know
But
what, Elvis? Anyone can say anything. I have the results to back up what I'm saying. And I am confident that when we meet, you will see a clear difference between what I do and what other agents are saying and what other agents are doing. And again, our meeting is only going to take 20 minutes if and when you decide to sell this property. I'm
look, this
sure you will.
property right here is like my super biggest asset, like you had said, right? And
100%.
I'm looking to make the most money possible. I don't know why this property didn't sell, and I don't know what is the highest price. And I definitely would love to know. I mean, I don't want to waste
Right.
your
And
time. I just want to know what it can sell for. Like, do you know what the price would be for this property?
Elvis, I'm not going to insult your intelligence and tell you over the phone without doing any research that I know your area. Certainly. I have a lot of experience in selling homes all over our area. But in order to determine what is the highest price that we can sell your property for, I need to do some extensive research. So when we meet for 20 minutes, I'll come prepare with that information. You and I will take a look at it, and your wife will look at it together. We will determine what is the absolute highest price that we can sell it for in today's market. I'll show you what I do differently, and then you decide what's best for yourself. So it's
Mm.
just 20 minutes. Would 3 o'clock be good for you today? Would 4 be better?
Well, let me ask my wife, and then maybe you can follow up with me later on
I can
today.
certainly do
And
that.
yeah, the only thing I know that we're gonna need to know before you come out here is how much you charge.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'll put your mind at ease, Elvis. My commission is negotiable. We'll discuss that in detail and I'll explain to you what the options are when we meet. So here's what I'm thinking, Elvis. Is your wife on the same page with you in terms of, maybe we'll rent, maybe we'll do whatever in the garage, or maybe we'll list with that agent? I mean, you guys are like a little
Yeah,
bit unsure of where to,
she wants to
how to go
sell.
about.
Yeah, she wants to sell. Original plan was to move to Orange County, so I know she wants to sell rather than to rent it and do
Right,
all that.
right. Well, I would imagine that was plan A. That's why you had it for sale. So here's what I'm thinking, Elvis. Let's go ahead and pencil in a time for us to meet today. I'll leave you my name and number. You can confirm it with your wife. If there's any reason why you might need to change it, you can just let me know. We'll go ahead and adjust that. And just let your wife know. I promise you, on my end, it will not go over 20 minutes. And I know that you and your wife will be really, really happy that we met. So would 3 o'clock work best for the both of you today, or would four be better?
Well, no, she doesn't get out of work until 5, so it'd probably be
5 o'clock.
6 o'clock. But what I was thinking is that give me today to talk to her, and then maybe tomorrow, maybe we can set it up for tomorrow.
Yeah. So here's what I'm thinking too, Elvis. I know you're getting bombarded with phone calls from real estate agents. I'd like to
I
sit
am.
down with you and your wife today if possible. She gets home at 5 o'clock. I could be there at 6 o'clock. By 6:20, if you and her don't have any questions, I'll be out the door. And at least at the end of our meeting, you and your wife will know exactly what's going to take to get this property sold. So 6 o'clock sounds
Yeah,
good, or you
yeah,
prefer me to come in around 6:30 to give her a little bit more time?
yeah. 6 o'clock is fine. Yeah, but we have to probably stay on that 20-minute mark because I.
Yeah, no, and like I said, on my end, all that I have to share with you will not take more than 20 minutes. But if you and your wife have questions for me, I'd be happy to stay and answer all the questions for you. Okay.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Elvis, I got to ask you real quick here so that I can be better prepared for our meeting at 6 o'clock today.
Yeah.
Let's assume that we meet this afternoon and you and your wife decide, that's it. I feel confident Jackie is the right agent. She can get this property sold. We go ahead and list it and we sell it. Where would you guys be moving to?
Orange County. That was the original plan. We don't have a house or we don't have a game plan for that yet, but the other agent didn't explain to us how that would work, but we'd have to sell this one to buy the other
Right,
one.
right.
So
I
we're
know you
hoping that's
mentioned
possible.
you mentioned briefly that your wife really want to move to Orange County, huh?
That's correct.
And it's such a beautiful area. Is there, other than it being a beautiful area, is there another reason why you want to go to Orange County?
Well, our kids and their mom, my wife's mom lives out there, and so it'd just be
Ah,
convenient overall for kids and daycare and picking up from school and all that.
absolutely. It'll make things a lot easier. In an ideal world, Elvis, what kind of time frame do you have? Ideal real estate world. When would you like to be in Orange County?
Well, 3 months ago.
3 months ago. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I assume the sooner the better. I mean, if you're gonna do it, why prolong this process, right?
Yeah, if it makes sense and we're gonna get the money we need to get for it, and we're able to purchase the other property. Again,
Yeah,
the other agent didn't express to us how that buying process works and the
yeah,
qualification and all that. So
yeah. Well,
uh,
if you and your wife want to go over that information, we can talk about during our meeting as well. So, Elvis, what price are you thinking that you want to list this property for?
720. 720 is what it was before. It was kind of explained to us why 720, so we probably feel pretty confident that 720 is the right price. But
Okay, sounds good.
we don't know.
Again, Elvis, I am going to do that research that I told you. I will come prepared. We're going to
Okay.
look at the information and together we'll decide what's the highest price we could sell it for. So,
Okay.
Elvis, one last quick question for you. At the end of our meeting today, I know you're not really looking to list the property. You have this other agent, you're thinking of other options. And at the same time, if by the end of our meeting today, you and your wife are confident that listing with me is the best decision you guys can make, would you be open to that possibility?
Yeah, we would, but and one of the things that we as a couple, we never make decisions on the spot. We always sleep on it, and so we would probably
Absolutely.
be we're open to it, just not today when you come out.
I would imagine, Elvis, since it's a normal thing for you and your wife to think it over and sleep on it. For you to make a decision to actually list with me today, you're gonna have to be super impressed in order
For
for that to happen, huh?
for sure.
I'm up for the challenge. I look forward to seeing you and your wife at 6 o'clock today.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Elvis, that was fun. Thank you for not being easy. Because when it's easy, see, like when you keep giving me objections, it's like it's more fun. I get like fired up. It's so exciting. Okay.
That's
uh,
because you know what to say for every single objection for the last 20 years.
well, I know it just comes out of my mouth, right? It's not like I'm thinking about it, but that's when you do it so much, and you do it for 26 years. I better know what I'm saying, because
Yeah.
otherwise it'll be horrible. Elvis, what do you think some of the highlights were? What did you learn from the whole role play?
Oh, well, it's first of all, I'm sure that your smoothness, conversational approach, me not feeling like I'm being pressed on, that came from knowing what to say
Mm,
and repetitive role playing over and over and over again, or just having done it. I kind of compare your style with maybe some of the times that I've been on my pre-qualification questions, or even just the script itself, that it might not sound as conversational. The
mm.
fillers that I can put in before I get into the question, like that's key. That's key right
It's
there
so cool that
because
you pointed, because I don't hear that often, but it's true. It's like that, those transitions that makes this into a conversation.
yeah,
Eh,
that way they don't feel like they're being interrogated
Mm,
with one question after the next, right? When you sell this home, where will you be moving to? And how soon do you have to be there?
right.
Like the whole repeat approval.
Yeah, it's like you're in a courtroom and you're being cross-examined, right? That's what it sounds like. It's awful.
Yeah, yeah, and I think maybe I didn't I tried looking at the camera versus looking at you, but I could imagine that you were smiling, or at least and I think that makes a huge difference too, because if I'm very like no, yes, no, asking questions, I myself feel like I'm apprehending them, and they probably feel the same way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
but that was those are the two biggest nuggets. Smile and transition smoothly. Like don't rush, take your time, speak according to the tonality that's required.
Yeah. And you know what I say, Elvis? Own the scripts, because that's the only way they are going to sound conversational. As if man, my scripts are so easy too. It's like they're short, they're to the point, and handling
Mhm.
objections is not necessarily scripted. You got to be listening. You know everything that I teach, you're doing it, because you
Yeah,
listed those two expireds recently, and there's so many more coming. Thank you so much, Elvis. It
my
was so
pleasure.
great. I appreciate you taking the time, and I will see you tomorrow.
All right, Jackie. See
All
you
right.
tomorrow.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.